Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What am I doing here? Some of you have been requesting to see my favorite yoga stretches or yoga poses. I was about to do some stretches, so I thought I would film them for you. Now, I am definitely not a yoga teacher. I am probably, I would say, beginner to medium on the level of experience. I have been to a few different yoga classes over the last few years, different types, different levels, and I've also watched some DVDs and videos. But one thing that I've really been enjoying lately is watching Yoga with Adriene. She has a YouTube channel and I'll leave a link to her down below. She's got anything from like 5-minute videos through to yoga series like 30-day yoga challenges and everything in between. The reason why I love yoga in the morning is because it really gets your blood flowing, it gets some oxygen into your body, and it really sets up your posture. So the first thing that I love to do is soften my face. This may sound really weird, but a lot of us walk around all day, every day. We wake up and our eyes are squinted, we get home from work, we're tired, we're stressed. And if you really become aware of it, you notice it so much more. So if you're walking into work, you're already feeling relaxed in the face, and just being more aware of that. Also, it may help prevent wrinkles, just saying. So I like to just start off with some breathing. You can do this sitting on a chair or even just standing up. Soften my face and breathe. And just get some big breaths into the body and just making sure that face is really calm. So as I'm doing that, taking some deep breaths, I like to roll my shoulders back and down and start to get that posture that we all should be having, and trying to start the day with your posture right, so you can try to carry it through the day. So breathing in and breathing out, bringing your shoulders down as far as they'll go and really creating that posture. If you have 5 minutes in the morning, which most of us do, get off your phone, do some breathing, do some stretching, and set up your day right. You'll feel so much better for it. So the next thing that I like to do is starting to get some flow and some movement happening. Start out by breathing in, taking a deep breath all the way up, and then releasing, breathing out. And bend your knees for this. I find people forget that you don't have to have, amazing stretching abilities to do yoga. If you can't quite get there, bend your knees and don't strain your body. So on the breathe out, you just want to kind of let yourself hang, and then you want to breathe in again from the bottom. So moving your body in time with your breath is the best way to keep that flow going and to get the blood circulating, and really just being gentle and kind and giving your body time to wake up. So after I've given myself a little bit of a warm up, I like to just hang. I like to just hang my body, have my knees bent, and just kind of gently swing from side to side and start stretching the back and breathing. Always remembering to breathe, never hold your breath. You can also cross your arms over if you find that more comfortable. And when I'm finished down here, doing my swinging around, gently come up. So we want to roll up from the back, breathing in. And you want to go really slow with that, particularly if you have low blood pressure like me, because you can get dizzy when you're kind of hanging upside down for a little while. Okay, so if you are feeling like you don't want to do what I just did standing up, if you're elderly or you're injured or you just don't feel comfortable doing that yet, you can do it sitting on a chair or you can do it sitting on the floor. Now, if you struggle sitting with your legs crossed, you can grab yourself a cushion, fold or roll up a towel. You put a pillow or a cushion just under your butt there. It pushes your pelvis forward and makes you sit up straight. So we want to start by getting some stretching happening in line with our breathing. So I start with my hands down here. Breathe in. Big stretch. When you get to the top, try to have your posture set. So you really think of someone grabbing your fingertips and pulling them up. And if you don't feel comfortable or you've got issues with your shoulders, you can also go halfway. You could do a little So we're going to do a variation of the side-to-side stretch that we were doing before standing up. So leaning over and kind of giving your back a soft, gentle twist. So we can breathe in, arms all the way up, and on breathing out, we're going to do a gentle twist to one side. So we're going to put one hand on our knee and the other hand behind us. And you can just sit here for a few breaths. And also don't stretch too far, especially in the morning. You want to make sure that your core is really strong and your posture is sitting up. There's no point doing a massive stretch if you're going to be like this, because it defeats the purpose. So you're better off going less and getting it right and making sure you're comfortable. And then you can move on to the other side. So for the next pose, we're going to get on all fours and we're going to do some cat cows. So this again is moving your body in line with your breath. This is one of my favorite stretches to do in the morning. You will notice that dogs and cats do this whenever they get up. Speaking of which, can I help you? See, that is so funny, the timing of that. She always does a stretch before she gets up and starts moving around. I think it's something that we can definitely learn from animals. So we're going to get on all fours and our knees and our hands are sort of shoulder width and hip width apart. So breathing in, we're going to arch our back and really get that back stretch. And breathing out, we're going to curve our back and try to touch your chin to your chest and really push away from the mat with your hands. So you want to be kind of pushing your arms to full length and just keep repeating with your breath. So breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so from here, I'm going to move into downward facing dog. Now, if you do not feel comfortable with this, if you bend your knees, it's a lot easier. So holding into downward facing dog position, you can either be here if you're comfortable and really getting that stretch, or you can be bending your knees. And it also helps if you pedal. You can pedal out your legs as well and start getting a stretch through the calf muscles. But if you prefer to stay here and do some breathing, you can. If you prefer to stay here and do some breathing, you can. Now, if that is just way too hard for you, you can do a variation on your knees. You would simply put your feet flat on the ground and you want to bring your hands forward to get that shoulder and that back stretch. So just, if you gently have a play around, you can get to know your limits, what feels good for you, and you can slightly change things to make it comfortable, or if you're wanting more of a stretch. Now, from downward facing dog, I like to move into a plank. Not everyone, I understand, can do a plank, especially if you're a beginner, but we can skip that and move on to the next phase if you are not comfortable with that. But I just think it's a really nice sequence, so I'll show you an example of what I like to do in order. So I hope I'm explaining this okay, because I'm not a yoga teacher, but I'm doing my best. So if you come from your cat-cow, and then you either go into your downward facing dog variation here, or you go into your downward facing dog. You can then come into plank position. And the reason why I like to do this in the morning is because it just gives me a little bit of heat. Like, it really warms up the body and it gives you some core strength as well. So you can also, similar to downward facing dog, you can kind of, you know, pedal it out. You can stretch the calf muscles, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And then from here, once I feel like I've sort of pushed myself a little bit and got a little bit of heat, I gently lower down to the floor. Now, I like to get quite a good stretch, so I come up quite high. But if you can't do that, or you don't feel comfortable, you can do a baby cobra. So putting your hands flat and your elbows flat to the ground, and just bring it up just as high as you feel comfortable. So you might only just bring your head up and then back down, and breathing in as you come up. From here, I like to do a stretch. So I'll come back onto all fours, and I like to put my feet together here. So my knees are quite wide and my feet are together. And I just like to sink back in and get a big stretch. So putting the arms out as far as they'll go and my head to the floor. And I can really feel this in my groin, but I'm also stretching out all my shoulders down the side here as well. One of my favorite stretches to do, or just relaxing sort of poses, is I think this is the child's pose. So you want to put your butt on the back of your heels, and our knees are together, so like this. And basically we're just going to put our arms behind us and our head to the ground, and just let your arms and your shoulders just relax. And you can put your head to one side if you like, or you can put your forehead to the ground. And I could just honestly sit here for hours and just breathe. So I'm going to share one final stretch with you. This is one of my favorites. I actually don't know what it's called. I don't have a name for it, but I'm going to tilt to the side so you can see what I'm doing with my back. So starting with your hands on your knees and your legs crossed, I take a big deep breath in and really lift the chest up. You want to sink into it and pull back gently until your arms are fully extended. And I like to put my chin to my chest as far as it will go. And this gives me a stretch from my neck all the way down my back and my shoulders. And when you come out of this stretch, it's nice to kind of reverse. So we want to start pulling back in with our arms so they're not extended anymore, and then rolling the pelvis back up. Okay guys, so that is it for my top yoga tips for morning stretching and breathing and setting up your day in a positive way. I really hope that you enjoyed watching, and I hope that I did an okay job at explaining what I was doing. One thing that I wanted to share with you as well is something I struggled with when I started yoga was I thought I had to block everything out, and when I was breathing and kind of almost meditating with poses, I was like, everyone has to be quiet, shut up, I need complete silence. But you can't always get that, you know, there's going to be someone mowing the lawn, or you've got people in the house, or whatever it might be. So something clicked with me one day, and I just learned to accept the noises around me. So not letting them in and letting them irritate me or making them the focus of when I was doing yoga, but I would accept them. And once I learned to accept the noises around me, it was like they just didn't bother me anymore. So I think it's been really good for my mental health as well, and anxiety, and just trying to be calm through my day. So I'm going to stop rambling now and go and get myself some breakfast because I am starving after this. And I really do hope that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and as always, leave comments below with any requests or suggestions that you might have. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you have an amazing week. I will see you all in the next video. Namaste.